Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a Sims 4 renovation. So I was looking around at all the homes in Willow Creek and I saw this one that's always stood out to me because it's so big, and I was just taking a look and it's just very outdated, and the name Garden Essence, it just does not scream that to me. So I thought it would be cool to renovate this home, bring it into the modern age and give it a whole lot of a facelift, if you will. So what I end up doing is it is still 3 bedrooms. So it starts off being 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. In the end, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath because I give the primary bedroom an ensuite bathroom. I just thought that it was very necessary. And the starting price of this lot, or the cost of the lot, is 67,761 simoleons. By the time I am done with it, it ends up being 100,660 simoleons. So yeah, it's a little up there. It's a little pricey, but the cool thing is I built this for a family with up to 2 grandparents, up to 2 parents, and I gave the child's rooms actually 2 bedrooms. So it's a two daughter bedroom, if I worded that correctly. I made it for 2 daughters. It could be for any child. You could always redecorate it for boys or even just 1 child or a teen. But I envisioned it being 2 daughters, and they're not necessarily twins, but I do imagine them being very close in age. So that is where we started. And here you have seen I deleted everything. The first thing I did was just kind of get the front porch in order. I do end up adding a spandrel also off camera, and that was after I took the screenshots. So you probably won't see it in the screenshots, but it is listed on the home that I have uploaded to the gallery. And the front porch came together pretty quickly. So here is the kitchen. Now obviously I'm using the new stuff from the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. I decided to go with this darker swatch because the kitchen in here before was very dark, just because it was not very well lit, and the lighting is always just terrible in these base game homes. So I decided we're going to keep the dark theme, just not with lighting. We're going to keep the dark theme instead with the countertops and the flooring and the walls. So we start with, obviously, this dark swatch, kind of the gray with the black terrazzo on top. And then I went with gold fixtures and gold plumbing because I wanted to make it all match. I really tried to use this like light blue tone on the walls with the new wallpaper, but I did end up changing it to the very dark swatch of this wallpaper because it just looks better. It matches. It goes so nicely. It's kind of why it came with that swatch. But yeah, so that's where we went with this. And then for the stools, I use these ones in the blue swatch from Dream Home Decorator. I really like them. I think they're very versatile. And there was a little bit of blue tone in the tile on the wall, so I thought that went together very nicely. I added the dishwasher. I also added a second oven because I do imagine that the person who cooks in this kitchen, either she is a chef, maybe she has a food stand. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't go that deep into it, but there's a stand mixer and a coffee pot. And I figure that her other small appliances are either in her inventory or they've been put away. So that's pretty much where we went with this. And I gave the mom, this is the mom's kitchen. Let's just go with that. I gave her a nice black trash can to match the rest of the kitchen. And then what I did was I added some extra clutter. There's some plates in that little cutout under where the coffee pot goes, and there's a little what is that called? A scale. There you go. It was a scale. I couldn't think of the word. There's a scale in the other cutout. And there I am adding the patio door because I didn't want to forget about that. I replaced that with the Eco Lifestyle patio door. And adding these windows, I do end up switching them around. So it ends up being 1 window on each side of the living room space. But for now, it's just those 2 windows in the same spot. And you'll see I use the new modern Luxe frame TV and also the couch and the armchair from the Book Nook kit, because those are the 2 most recent kits I bought because I could, and I really, really, really wanted them. So that's kind of where I was going, and that's why I thought maybe the gold fixtures would be cool for this house because I can use a lot of the new items from those 2 kits. And we are going very heavy gold at the moment. So I have the 1 end table, the kind of hourglass shaped one is from Growing Together. I think actually the other one is from Growing Together as well. They're both from Growing Together, yeah. But I really like that gold tone. I do change up the one end table to a wooden tone later. And there you can see some more decorations from both of those kits I was speaking about earlier. I was very excited to use them. And then I used that little book with the coffee cup on it on that tray on the longer end table. And here's where I change up the end table here to the more wooden one. I think that's from Get Together. I really like that wood end table. It's very, very sleek, but also kind of like antique looking. And then I picked this base game flooring and also this base game wallpaper. I thought it was very, very pretty. I wanted to bring in some color because it was very beige and gold. I just wanted to bring in a little bit of color. And then these chairs are also from the Modern Luxe kit. And I thought maybe they looked kind of silly because they're kind of low to the ground, but actually I really enjoy them. And also the curtains are from Modern Luxe kit. And here I am adding my favorite little like fence piece, I guess you can call it. It's like a threshold in between the tile and the wood flooring. I just think that makes a lot of sense because it doesn't just abruptly stop. There's something there to separate it. That rug is from Growing Together. And then here we are jumping back into the kitchen. I kind of jumped around this whole space kind of freely, but just adding some overhead lighting. Those 2 mini saucer lights I did in the black swatch, which I never do, but I thought that it would work well here. And then this little tiny base game square window. And then I moved the dish drain on top of that window, almost like instead of a curtain, they have the dish drain, which kind of makes sense. And this long base game rug, which I thought was really pretty. Then just rearranging the cabinetry and adding some more clutter. We got a plant and a stack of bowls and plates from Snowy Escape. And the plant, I think, was from Greenhouse Haven. That's what it was called. Greenhouse Haven kit. And then just kind of reimagining the situation in the living room for a second. Now here we are adding some clutter. So I got the trio of coffee mugs there, and then also this new knife block that came with the Home Chef Hustle pack, and then some utensils. I think those are base game, and then just moving everything back into place. And here I decided to hang these aprons on the side of the fridge, so I had to get rid of this wall here and then redraw it back in, and I thought that came out really cute how they're just kind of mounted to the fridge on that side. Also the cutting board from the Cool Kitchen Stuff pack, and then these challah loaves of bread that were a base game update not too long ago, and then just reconfiguring some more stuff. I also knew I had to add like a hand towel on the wall because I do enjoy doing that, and also a soap dispenser, and I think I also add a little wine rack, the base game wine rack that just sits on the counter in the corner there. And I think that's pretty much it for the clutter on the countertops. And yes, you'll notice, and also the spice rack, you'll notice that if you download this home, sometimes the Dream Home Decorator stove glitches out and disappears unless you move the countertop away first. So fair warning, I don't know why that is. Not 100% sure, but that whole pack is kind of glitchy at the moment, so that could be why. Here I am adding the foundation to the rest of the house, and I picked this dark blue siding from Growing Together. I thought it was really, really nice. I wanted to keep with the blue theme, just not blue windows, because who has blue windows? My apologies if you have blue windows. I mean nothing by it. And here is the new bathroom addition I have added on, and this pink room here will end up being the primary bedroom, and then you will see that come together very shortly. But first, I am adding some lighting to the living dining area. We have these lovely wall lights and also the hanging pendant light over the dining room table. They are from Growing Together in that nice gold swatch because, like I said, I was going gold heavy. I was thinking luxury for this build, like family friendly, but also luxury. I don't know. Tried to mesh the two. I hope I did a good job. And then over here we have this lovely antique table that is from Base Game in one of the new swatches I think they added. It's very, very pretty. It's a nice neutral brown tone, not some orange, ugly, weird wood tone that doesn't even exist in real life. And then just adding some clutter to it, so like that little sign, the live laugh love sign, and the watch clutter tray. And then here we have these end tables from Paranormal Stuff, which I very much enjoy. I use them pretty often. I really like those. They come in some really nice shades as well. And then here's like a little orb table light, also from Modern Luxe kit. It's just so pretty. I love it so much. And then here is the wall painting that I love and use very often from Growing Together, and then just adding some more windows to the bedroom here. I started out with 2 windows on this side, but I ended up getting rid of one just because I thought it was only necessary really to have one. And then deciding on the wallpaper was probably the hardest part for this room, but I think I just used my favorite one, just the simple above deck wallpaper, and then the same curtains from the living room, just in this beige swatch. So this is a very neutral room, besides the bed being like having those pops of pink and red, but I really think it came out nice. And then also that dresser is from Growing Together as well, and I use the new mirror from the Modern Luxe kit again in the gold swatch because I had to. And this is my new favorite rug that matches a lot of patterns in the game. That one's from Horse Ranch. It's very, very cute. And then continuing the flooring in here because I realized I hadn't done that yet, and that's why it just didn't look quite right. And adding some clutter to the table. So you saw me put the little journal down on there, and then on this end table, I assume that's Dad's side, there's the little watch display. I thought that was cute. And then I just wanted to add some plants, so I put that cute little bloom in rooms plant, the teeny tiniest little plant right there on Mom's end table, and then this hanging plant here in the corner. And that's pretty much it for this room. I left it pretty simple and neat. I did not add any laundry to this home because I thought that would be an absolute nightmare to have to do for 6 Sims laundry, and I can't imagine. Nope, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to you guys. So in here we are doing the bathroom, and I use these different counters from Dream Home Decorator in this blue swatch that I never use, but I wanted to try something a little different. So I also used this mirror from Cats and Dogs in a similar blue swatch, and I thought it matched pretty well. And then just a base game shower in all white. And then over in the corner here I add, it's a blue bathroom shelf also from Cats and Dogs because it matched the mirror, and I thought that the continuity was nice, and my favorite bathroom light because it is like the standard bathroom light. Also, I had to lower the mirror a little bit with the tool mod just to make it make sense because I wanted to use the trio of vanity lights up top, and it just didn't look quite right. Then hanging this towel from Bathroom Clutter Kit here under the window, and also adding some clutter to the sink. So we have the soap pump, little bar soap on top of the towels. I also used, the plunger, an extra roll of toilet paper on top of the toilet, and I think it came out pretty nice. I think also on the counter I end up adding some perfume and also the toothbrush cup there from Bathroom Clutter Kit because I thought that, it made a lot of sense. In the other bathroom too, I think I have 2 soap pumps and 2 toothbrush cups, as I call them. And then here I'm using this wall tile from Jungle Adventure. The floor tile is the same as the kitchens, just in a different swatch from the Home Chef Hustle, the new Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, and then base game curtains and a lovely Cats and Dogs bathroom rug, and I thought that was really cute. Now here in the hallway, I used 2 columns from Get Together to separate the rooms, and then I realized that if I did that, the aprons were cutting in, so I had to move them over just a smidge. And the wallpaper in the hallway is from the Courtyard Oasis kit, and it is like a stucco kind of texture and like a pinky beige is what I want to call it. Now here I'm just placing the windows to get an idea of which room is going to be which, and the bigger room ends up being the grandparents' room, and it is very, very cutesy. It's very cottage living vibes. I really like this bed. I don't normally like the black, the wrought iron frame, but I thought that it looked nice for this room. And the end tables are from Cats and Dogs as well as the end table lights. So above the bed, I use a new painting from Horse Ranch, and it's like a little farm with some trees. It's very pretty. And the curtains are from Cats and Dogs on all the windows. Now, obviously, I didn't use all 3 of these big curtains because that was just way too much. So I just got rid of the one window in the middle and decided a nice little dresser would fit there, also from Cottage Living. And then continuing the wood flooring because I had to. I thought that a little chess table over here in the corner might be nice. Maybe Grandma and Grandpa are very intellectual and they enjoy these kinds of activities. So I threw a chess table down and also a rocking chair in the corner, and then I just used the move objects on and alt placing of the lights. I added a little stack of books, the ones that came with Cottage Living with the little bunnies on it, put on the end table. Now All fairness, I'm not 100% sure if you'll be able to reach the books because they were placed with move objects, but I'm pretty sure, and I will go back in and play test just to make sure. So if they are not, I will add that in to the video somewhere around here so that you know. But if you don't see anything pop up, that means it works just fine. So working on cluttering up the cottage living dresser here, I just use like a little picture from, I think that's from the Country Kitchen kit. And then also this little cup from the Everyday Clutter kit with the coffee stain on it and a little makeup tray. I thought that was nice. And then of course we have to add in black the hanging light from Cottage Living as well. Then I added this lovely dresser in this blue tone from Cats and Dogs, as well as this standing mirror from Horse Ranch, and a little fiddle-leaf fig tree in the corner. And then I think on top of the dresser on the wall I use this Cottage Living painting, also with the black frame, and on the walls here I add these lights, not that one because I decided to change my mind, but this one here from Growing Together, same as in the living room, but I changed the swatch. And then this rug is from Tiny Living. I really like the simple pattern and the neutral tone. And then we quickly move into the bathroom. So here I just placed the same toilet, and I was thinking about using the same vanity, but then I decided on the Country Kitchen kit counters instead. So I did that, just 2 double sinks. I think those are from Snowy Escape, if I remember correctly. And then there's a mirror on top of either side of the vanity. And I think I used, which one did I use? This one? No, not that one. What am I doing? I think I used this one. Yes, here we go. That one's Base Game, I believe, in this like kind of, I don't know, off-white wood texture. I thought it looked really nice and it matched the Country Kitchen kit wood tone on the top of the counter, and then also 2 hanging hand towels on either side. And picking out the wall tile, I think I used this one from Realm of Magic. It is so pretty with the blue and just the simple kind of intricate tile in the middle, and then just white walls. Nice and clean. I put a little bathroom organizer here with like a hairbrush and all the drawers kind of askew. I thought that made a lot of sense for having 2 little girls in the home. Lots of different hair ties and hairbrushes, I'm sure. I can only imagine. And then here's those 2 toothbrush cups and also the placement of the soap pumps. I thought that was very important to get right, obviously, because I spent a lot of time with the placement of those. And then a pair of combs and also a hairdryer. And I put some like bath salts and another paper towel roll on the back of the toilet there. And I think also above the toilet I end up adding the Tiny Living shelf because I thought that it needed something else on that wall. Here I am deciding which bathtub or shower I wanted, and I didn't like how it just didn't fit in here. Like the flat side would be just exposed, so I didn't like that very much. So instead I did a separate shower and bathtub, and I used this bathtub from Dream Home Decorator, just a simple white one. I thought it was very modern and sleek, and I really enjoyed it. I don't get to use that one too often, so I was eager to use it this time. And we have the same curtains I ended up using in the other bathroom. I just copied and pasted into here, and then I placed the same towel rod and also these little towels from Growing Together on the back of the door to symbolize like the girls' towels. Here's that little Tiny Living shelf going up right now. And I think after just changing the swatch on these hand towels, that should be pretty much it for that bathroom. Oh, and then I think what I did was I just used the same light also. So that was fun. And then here in the grandparents' room, I realized it was still a little bit too dark, so I decided to add this little bowl of candles floating from the Laundry Day stuff pack, and also some cologne bottles for Grandpa, and then some folded shirts. I thought that looked really cute. And here in the hallway, even though it's very skinny, I kind of wanted it to be like almost like an entryway, like a segue point in between the main living area of the house and the bedrooms. So I put up this hutch because it has some like rolled up towels, like before you go into the bathroom. Maybe that's like their bathroom storage, cabinet. And then here, this little ottoman thing, I think is from the Book Nook kit. And I decided to place a nice little cactus. Now this is like one of those light up cactuses, I believe, from the one base game update we got not too long ago. And then I threw on here 2 backpacks. So this one here, the the pink one, just a light pink one, is, I'm going to say, one of the girls' backpacks. And then the other backpack is this little lamb. So cute. And I put that there too. And then also 2 lunch boxes. And I sized down this one here, the lighter colored one. I sized down just a smidge. And then this pink one that has the watermelon pattern on it, I just left the same size. So it fits very nicely. I used tool mod to lower them just a little bit so they would sit on this ottoman nicely. You can see me just making sure they line up. I had to lower the backpack just a little bit more to make it sit there nicely. And that's pretty much it for the little hallway space. I think that looks really nice. Now moving into the 2 little girls' room, I have a purple bed with the feather pattern, and then this like grayish bed with like a flower pattern on it, and it's more in a blue swatch. I really enjoyed that. I don't use these beds very often because I think they're like almost too colorful, but I thought in this home it matched really nicely, and I could use both colors, so I didn't have to stick to one swatch necessarily. And I used this lovely desk from City Living, and then just a little laptop, that little speaker that I think we got an everyday clutter kit, and then this lovely chair from High School Years as well. Now the curtains are also from High School Years, so this bedroom is very High School Years heavy. I used a lot of posters, a lot of decorations. There's just so many good color swatches in that pack of all kinds of things. Also this little dollhouse, the farm dollhouse that's from Horse Ranch. I had to use that at least once because I haven't really had a chance to use it. I haven't been doing many, I can't say many kids' rooms, but I haven't had many rooms that have had room for it. So I decided to use it here because it's a big enough room. And then these end tables are both from High School Years as well, and I really enjoy the swatches on them. So I did a different end table for either side. I really like that light blue, how it matches the bed sheets, and then the end table lights end up being very different. So the one is from the Modern Luxe kit, and the next one is the one that came from High School Years, the sky right here, and like the blue and pink and purple swatch. And for the wall, I used my favorite like confetti wallpaper on this wall, and then the other ones all end up being kind of solid pastel colors. So I think this one ends up being blue or purple. No, I think the far wall ends up being blue, and the end walls end up being this light purple tone, which is very pretty. Same hardwood floor from the rest of the home. And then I size up this rug that is actually base game now. It was added with the infant update, and I use this blue cloud swatch, so I put that, just kind of flipped it around, and it looks really nice. Fills up the room nicely, but you can still see the hardwood underneath. And then I thought this little art display would look nice on the wall in the hallway, so that's where I put that. And then I add this lovely tapestry, the mountains tapestry, and this poster of the desert over here on this wall. I thought it was really nice. Also some kids decorations on the wall, like some arts and crafts. And then on the other side, I put a dream catcher for the other little girl. There's another little art corner right there. Maybe the girls really enjoy doing art projects and hanging them up, or maybe those are little notes or homework slots so they know what kind of homework they've gotten done versus what they need to get done. Hanging some fairy lights, of course, on the wall here. I do end up moving them up just a smidge later on in the video, which you'll see. And there's that dream catcher that just popped up there. I really like that too. I think that's from Paranormal Stuff Pack, if I remember correctly. And then here we are, just adding this non-functional toy box next to the functioning one. I just really like how that looks because it looks like it has like blocks taken out of it, and it's, it actually looks played in, which makes sense to me. And then I rearranged a lot of this side of the room here because I didn't like how everything was just kind of arranged. It was just too linear. So I got rid of the big dresser and I moved those butterfly lights to the other side of the room, and then I added the other side of butterfly lights to this side, so it kind of frames it in a little bit. I think that looks really cute. And then I used the same matching dresser from the High School Years pack, and this lovely mirror with the flower on it, which I think is from Parenthood, and then a nifty knitting decoration on the wall there, some arts and crafts decorations, I think from Growing Together, and of course the little owl nightlight that I put in all of my children's rooms because I think it just makes a lot of sense that it would be this teeny tiny little nightlight. And I think the only other things I add to the dresser are like more arts and craftsy things and maybe some makeup And oh yes, the friendship bracelet kit I put on the dresser here. So you do have to move that to the Sims inventory in order for her to use it, or you can put it or they can use their creativity table, but I did not put a creativity table in this room. Also later on I adjust the light in that room to be more of a warm yellow tone versus the purple tone. Here I am rearranging the living room. I just thought it looked a little too squished together to that wall, and I wanted to give everybody a little bit more room to move around. And then adding this rocking chair also, and just leaving that ottoman up against the wall there where the curtains are. I thought that made a little bit more sense because we have grandparents here. Maybe we would want a rocking chair. Also adding the little coat rack that I always use, and this lovely tree from Seasons that I don't get to use very often because it has a nice gold swatch at the base of it for the little pot that it's sitting in, and I thought that was really nice. Now we are finally moving on to the patio area. So I did like a little outdoor kitchen setup. There's the Desert Luxe grill, and then I think these countertops are from the Perfect Patio stuff pack. I think that's what it was called. It's not backyard stuff. Oh, it's either backyard stuff or Perfect Patio. I'm not 100%. And then I also add some of these cooking utensils, like the grill tools from that same pack. And then you'll see the pizza oven is right there. That is from the new Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. I really wanted that outside. And there is a smoke detector inside. I don't think there's one outside, and be warned, they do catch fire. So I also added a little spice spinner right there, and then some utensils in a basket there with some condiments. I thought that made a lot of sense. That one is from Horse Ranch. And then I think the only other thing I added is some plates and like a little citronella candle to put out here. And then on the other side we pick out the table from Backyard Stuff. I think it's from Backyard Stuff. Getting all the packs so confused. Same with the matching chairs. And then I was looking for something to put on the wall, but that wreath was far too tiny. So then I picked out this one, which I believe is from Seasons. And I just kind of snuck it into the wall so it would look like those plants were just hanging in planters on the wall instead of being on their own like back piece, which I thought, made more sense. And adding some lighting and a little flower to the outdoor dining table, and of course using the toddler stuff lights because I love them so much, and they go really well right there. I think that's the only place I use the lights. I was going to use them also on the lower level, but it just seemed like it was a little too much for this particular build. I usually just use them to surround entire backyards, but in this case, I just wanted them right here at the deck because that's like the eating space. That's where everybody will be hanging out. And now we are doing the railing and we are doing the fence for the back patio. This was a lot. So thank you so much for joining me here today, by the way, because we are 27-ish minutes in and we got a little bit longer to go. It's like a 40-minute video. But here we are, past the halfway point, so we did it. And here is the little garden space here back in the backyard. I do add a chicken coop and also a bee box. And then also later I add the bug box and I put that up against the other side of the fence. And here's the little kids area. I was just kind of pulling stuff out to be sure what I wanted to use. There's a hot tub right there. I do pull it a little bit forward, and then I put the Desert Luxe like block end table things behind it, and I just use move objects to kind of scooch them together and make it look like one large surface rather than three small surfaces. And I do use that to put some plants on top of because I thought it would look very nice. So I use like this little Zen garden plant selection from Snowy Escape, and I just raise it up with the 9 key, and then I move it with move objects after I lower just a little bit with the tool mod. And then here adding some bamboo as well. I think that came with growing together, and I think it looks really pretty. I think I just size it down one and then place it just like here. I like it. It looks nice. I think I may have used tool mod to lower this as well. Yes, I did, because I thought it needed to be lowered just a tiny bit. I didn't mind the other plant poking through. So here is a patio light. This is, I think, also from the Perfect Patio pack, and I think I changed the swatch to the gold swatch because it definitely needed to be changed. There was just way too much white going on here. I needed to add a little bit more color. And here's the backyard. So we have a little tiny fenced off area. I think that fence is from Toddler Stuff Pack, as the gate is as well. And then I changed up the swing set to this one instead, that came with Growing Together as the digital deluxe, whatever special content, blah, 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 that stuff. I just thought it looked nicer with the lights and the flags on it. So here we are doing that. And then that little corner you see right here is going to be a sand pit. So I use the sand from the Dream Home Decorator pack, because they can like draw hearts in the sand and like write, their names or whatever. And I thought it was really nice. And then I just kind of lined it with some terrain paint. So you'll see a bunch of terrain paint going on here. I'm just kind of deleting the old terrain paint that was here, because I hadn't done that yet. I got rid of everything except the terrain paint, and then just adding some underneath the monkey bars and the swing set, and then I add some like under the chicken coop. And I think that all in all, the vision came together quite nicely. I think that this home now, after it has been finished, definitely screams garden essence to me. Like, it looks like a gardener's home. It really makes a lot more sense to me now. And I kept the same path for the chicken coop, but I did get rid of the other one that is over here next to the hot tub, because I wanted to add a different one. But you'll see that later on. Just adding some vertical planters to this side of the house, because I thought it needed a little bit more interest. And since there's already the oversized crop planting spots, I thought having the little vertical planters here would make more sense. And then I also used the debug foxglove plant from Cottage Living. I put in between the two vertical planters, and here I am figuring out the roof situation. I believe I changed the shingles, and I also later on you'll see me change the whole trim that's underneath the roof, because I thought it just jutted out a little too much, and I also wanted the roof pieces to kind of come down a little bit, and had to move that in order for it to make sense. So here that is, doing the same to the front. I think that came out really cute. That is like my favorite roof tile, by the way. It's very nice. And there's some gardening stuff both from the Cottage Living pack debug and also from the Greenhouse Haven kit. I use a lot of both of those in the backyard, because I thought that it was essential to make it look like it was very heavily maintained and like they were out there every day, so they just kept their tools outside. And here I was digging through the debug menu, and I found the pail and shovel to put near the sand, so I put those in here. Also this little horsey toy and that little like pop doll, and I think I'll also break out this little Triceratops toy. Your Sims will probably try to put those away like the second they get here, but it's okay. You can always pull them back out if you want. But either way, adding some terrain, or not terrain, but some landscaping. We have some bushes going in, and I think I add an azalea bush somewhere, and I also use a lot of these Cottage Living rose bushes, and also the black-eyed Susans. I really enjoyed those very much. There's that foxglove I was talking about earlier, so I put some gardening tools next to that, and also some more at this corner, and then I move that whole little arrangement of watering can and tray over here to this corner of the garden, because that makes more sense to me, that your Sim wouldn't put all of their stuff near the angry bees. And then adding a couple more stacks of hay, just because I thought it looked nicer. I didn't want your chickens to get stuck in there, so I moved the hen house just a little bit over. And there is some grass going in, again from Cottage Living debug. Very handy, very useful when you're decorating like fences and fence lines, and even just the outside of houses, because you'll have, overgrown clumps of dirt. Makes sense. Here I am adding some rough river rock as our pathway, and I do that from the fence line to the porch, and then I just throw a thin little layer of dirt on top of it so that it kind of blends in a little nicer. It's not quite so bright white. And then I think I did the same thing for the backyard. I don't know when you'll see that, but you'll see that in a little bit. Adding some more terrain paint around the hot tub and also around the sandbox, and then coming back over here, just adding this large azalea flower over in the corner next to where the swing set is, because I thought that it needed a little bit more color, and maybe a little flower bush wouldn't hurt. And then I think also I added more of those like oopsie daisies. I love that that's what they're called. And some more tall grass. And I think another rose bush here from Cottage Living to give it a little bit more interest. And then more grass pieces all along the back of this fence. And I think here I am completing the pathway between the back exit gate and the middle toddler stuff gate. And then on this wall, I thought it would be really cute to put some like outdoor flowering wall decoration. So I use these 2 little flower box things from Eco Lifestyle. I think they're really pretty. Also, before I forgot, I wanted to add some books to the girls' desk so that they could still get a book out to read. Now, granted, they probably can't reach it from behind the computer, so you'll have to just select open and then take whatever book you want them to read and drag it to their inventory or like their end table or something. But that's okay. You can always move it to a different service. I just thought that right there looked the nicest for like screenshots and stuff to make it look more realistic. But you can always move it later on. Just adding some of these empty photo frames to the wall in the hallway. Then working on the front porch again. So I add these same lights that I have in the backyard on the back deck area, moving them around to make sure they kind of fit. And then adding those trees back that I deleted earlier, only those are debug, and the ones earlier were from the regular catalog. And here I am decorating the side of the house. You'll see it suddenly and magically be completed right around here. And I added a lot of plants, same plants I was using before. So like that jalapa plant, which is like the low-lying flowers. I really like that one. I think that's from either Island Living or Jungle Adventure. And then those little yellow flowers are from Growing Together Debug. The irises are the only thing that I actually cost money because they're not from Debug. They're from the Romantic Garden Stuff Pack, and I use those flowers a lot. And then a lot of Debug rose bushes from Cottage Living, the same Black-Eyed Susans that I used before. And then this plant right here is also from Cottage Living Debug. It's a very pretty, like, tiny flowering bush, and I thought it just looked so nice. I used the mailbox from Seasons here, and I looked for the swatch that looked like it had a gold little knob to open it up. I thought that made more sense with the rest of the home. And then I think I just add this lovely get-together couch here on the front. I liked the blue and yellow tones on the cushions. And then I added the matching chairs from it with a little table to sit at out front. So it's like a little coffee/breakfast area. Maybe while the kids are waiting for their bus, they can eat their breakfast there, so they can just get up and go, or finish some last minute homework, or just sit with their brother or sister and their friend and just like wait for the bus together, or their parents, whomever. And then I also added some more plants, lots and lots of plants in this home. So there's these 3 of my favorite little 2-tier greenery, whatever you want to call them. And I used all placing to put them together. And also this lovely like ficus in a square pot, which I think is from Perfect Patio. It's very cute, and I don't get a lot of chances to use it. And here we are decorating this side of the home. So I added this lovely path to continue from the yard itself, and I moved it all across the front yard to get to the sidewalk. And then I threw in some more landscaping, so you will see it magically become done here very shortly as well. I kind of just pulled all the same plants from the other side and repeated them in a pattern that made sense, because, you know, that's how you would do this kind of thing in real life. And then adding some more terrain paint to all of the flower beds. As you can see, it just kind of looks all very cohesive, like it goes together. I do add more flowers to that side eventually, but I didn't add any terrain paint yet, so I had to go in, throw all of that together, and then I added a few more rose bushes to the other side of the fence leading into the backyard. But we are going to be getting into the live mode footage and then the screenshots very shortly. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I know it was a long one, but I really appreciate it. And if you really enjoyed this, please leave a comment. Also like and subscribe if you want to see more. Tell your friends. I really appreciate it. This is up on the gallery now, and it's under Garden Essence Renovation. Again, it is 100,660 simoleons. It is a 3-bed, 2-bath, and it's on the 40 by 30 lot in Willow Creek with the name Garden Essence. So thank you so much for joining me here today, guys. I hope to see you in the next one. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.